What's up, Deuterinos? Brando back here once again. Some more Metal Gear Solid Retrospective. Continuing on with the MGS to Sons of Liberty or Subsistence, whatever. The story is called Sons of Liberty. We are right at the plant beginning. It's funny because when I saved the game, you know, last time I played the game, I beat the game back in 2011. Man, it's been a long time since I played MGS2. And, you know, thankfully I didn't die. I didn't die. I think I got caught once or twice, but I didn't die, thankfully. But we are going to be continuing on with our retrospective of the game. I'm just testing out my stream here. Making sure I'm up, making sure I'm live, making sure... You know, I actually streamed a whole segment once where I was going, I'm playing the game, and I played for like a half hour. It was like way back on like, I don't know if that was, if I was playing Final Fantasy 7 or Last of Us pretty early on when I was just still using the PS4. Yeah, no, I wasn't live. Even though it said I was live, I wasn't live. It never got broadcasted anywhere. So, always like to make sure and double check that I am live. We are playing on easy because I don't want to die a lot. It's been a long time. Last of Us, I had quite a few game overs. I mean, you know, that game's pretty difficult anyway. It's challenging. I have beaten this game. I know I've beaten this game on hard. It is not easy. Of course, I beat it on normal, but that was like 7 years ago. So 8 years, almost 8 years ago. Actually, you know, it'll be 7-ish. I can't do math. Anyway, moving on. Going into the big meat of the game, the big twist after you've started the game.
Snake, do you remember the sinking of that tanker 2 years ago?
Of course.
Terrorists blow a hole in an oil tanker full of crude barely 20 miles off the shore of Manhattan. Your classic nightmare. It didn't take long for the government to put an oil fence around the whole mess. And then that massive offshore cleanup facility went up inside.
The big shell. I hear the cleanup isn't quite over yet.
It takes time. But in the meantime, the shell's become a landmark, a symbol of environmental protection.
Calling teams Alpha and Bravo. Deploy at the big shell as scheduled.
Approximately 6 hours ago, the big shell was seized by an armed group.
Do we have an ID?
Former members of the Navy SEAL Special Anti-Terrorist Training Squad Dead Cell. Russian private army members may also be involved. It's a highly trained group, and they have the big shell under complete control.
Come in from downwind and pull up fast. Get ready to fast rope down to Shell 1. 5 minutes to ETA. Alpha, your top priority is to rescue and safeguard the president. Team Bravo, watch out for Stillman's back and get those C4s disarmed.
What are their demands?
$30 billion.
$30 billion? What makes them think they can get that much?
There was a government-sponsored tour going on at the big shell that day.
Hostages, huh?
A VIP from one of the major conservation groups, and one from our own government. The most important person in a sense.
The most important person?
James Johnson.
Who else was
president?
confused?
Unless the demands are met, the terrorists intend to
At
blow
this
the
point
big
in time,
shell out
you're
of
like,
the water.
huh?
And the crew will ignite, turning the Manhattan Harbor into an inferno.
He keeps
That's
calling
not
this
the
guy
worst-case
Snake.
scenario. If the chlorides being used to decontaminate the seawater go up with the oil, toxins containing catastrophic levels of dioxins will be released. In other words, the bay's ecosystem will be wiped out, and the sea will turn into a toxic soup for centuries, becoming the worst environmental disaster in history.
Also, there's already a hole cut in the fence.
You have 2 mission objectives. 1, infiltrate the offshore decontamination facility Big Shell and safeguard the president and other hostages. And 2, disarm the terrorists by any means necessary. You should know that SEAL Team 10 is also conducting a rescue operation.
Is this a joint effort?
No. Foxhound remains a covert body. Don't alert them to your presence. That is an order.
This is Snake. I'm now inside Strut A of Shell 1.
How are things?
We're in luck. Looks like there are no sentries posted here.
What's the visibility?
The lights on the plant struts are functioning. I won't have to use the IR goggles.
Any problems?
There was a brand new hole cut through the oil fence. There's someone else besides me that wanted to get in badly.
That's not possible.
What about SEAL Team 10?
They landed on the roof of the Big Shell as planned. And by the way, Snake, we're changing your code name for all following communication.
What's wrong with Snake?
Just a precaution. You are now designated Raiden. All right, Raiden. You've already covered infiltration and VR training.
I've completed 300 missions in VR. I feel like some kind of legendary mercenary.
Okay, we'll skip
Note
that
the
part.
change in tone the
Make
moment
sure
he's being
nobody
called
sees
Raiden.
you. If you need to, contact me by codec. The frequency is 140.85. When you want to use the codec, push the select button. When we need to reach you, contact you, the codec will beep. When you hear that noise, press the select button. The codec's receiver directly stimulates the small bones of your ear. No one but you will be able to hear it.
All right. I'll contact you if anything changes.
First, make your way to the upper section of the Big Shell.
How do I get up to the next level?
There's an elevator at the far end of that area. Use that.
Sounds good.
Your new sneaking suit uses electrofiber technology, a byproduct of fiber optics research. The texture isn't far removed from rubber, but the material protects against a wide range of toxic substances. The suit itself has a wide array of built-in sensors. It is referred to as smart skin in military R&D. Data about damage to different regions of the body, including blood loss, is exchanged between the suit and the intravenous nanomachines to create a feedback system.
There's a lot of pressure on my torso.
Relax. The suit applies varying pressure to major internal organs to maximize performance and safeguard their functions. They call this the skull suit in Foxhound.
Skull suit seems appropriate somehow.
The hatch with a circular handle will open into the elevator area. Locate the hatch first.
Copy that. Moving on to main mission objectives.
Also, I don't like the discrepancy between the cutscene volume and the codec volume. You know, it's like I'm trying to find the mix. I'm trying to find the sweet spot for this whole streaming thing and making sure that the volume sounds good and all that kind of crap. And it just here we go. Oh.
Got
Man,
your
it takes
feet
forever to
wet?
load.
These are the basic controls for swimming. Stroke the water and move forward by pushing the punch button. Push it in rapid succession to swim faster. Change your heading with the left stick. Up will take you up, down takes you lower, left and right to face those directions. The O2 gauge will appear under your life gauge while you're underwater. The gauge corresponds
That almost
to
sounded
the
like a
amount
different
of air you can
person.
hold from a single deep breath. Once the O2 gauge falls to 0, the life gauge will start to drop. You need to be aware of that.
All right. Thermal goggles. There we go. So slow. The stick like lets you go faster. Rations. In there. God, there's a way to get that. I know there is. That's the electric razor, if I remember correctly. It's shut. Maybe you can't get it unless you're doing a New Game Plus or something. If you get the razor, when you first meet Pliskin. Oh wait, no, that's the M9. That's a tranquilizer gun. How the hell you get that? I gotta get control of this dude. Rations. Whoa, I don't want. No, let me out. Get M9 first. One of the terrorists.
Colonel, I've sighted an enemy sentry. AN-94 and a Makarov. Those grenades, all his equipment, is Russian-made.
Must be a Gurlukovich man.
Gurlukovich?
A Russian private army that was in line to work with the Shadow Moses takeover group 4 years ago.
What's their stake in this one?
They must have made a deal, an arrangement with the terrorists. They become a band of mercenaries, an army without a country.
When you play this game again, and of course you learn all the secrets that are going on here, And then you know the truth behind, Campbell on the radio. Man, this little how they ended up doing the little they're like clues within within dialogue. Him not knowing and just kind of making something up. Some kind of deal, an arrangement. As if we're not supposed to know who that is, right?
Colonel, there's definitely another intruder in here besides me.
That's not a possibility.
Not a team. Looks like a solo job.
One man.
We may not know who he is, but he managed to take care of every sentry in the area. They're all out cold. Whoever he is, he's got some skills.
We need to get an ID. But for now, you can take advantage of the situation and get to work. There's a terminal in front of the elevator. A node.
Did you say nerd?
Not nerd. Node.
Oh.
Use the node to gain access to the Big Shell's facilities network.
Then what?
Pull up the map of the structure. That'll let you activate the Soliton radar.
The Soliton radar? True. That radar came in useful during VR training.
A radar system uses biological magnetic fields as input. These estimated enemy positions are projected onto a map according to reference points collected via GPS signals and field personnel reports. We need to get to the map through the Big Shell's node to put this data processing to practical use. The node unit is about 3 feet high. Should be colored blue. Each area has at least one.
How do I gain access?
Just push the action button in front of the node. The nanomachines in your body will take care of the security clearance and allow you access to the node. Complete the procedure before those sentries gain consciousness. If they spot you, you won't be able to gain access for a while. Stay on guard.
Got it.
So many calls in this game, man.
Raiden, you won't be able to use any of the enemy's equipment.
Why not?
You should know that all active weapons are equipped with a personal identification system. The owner enters their required user ID information during the weapon registration or at the start of a mission. If anyone other than the registered user tries to fire the weapon, the ID system will not authorize the action.
But these are black market Russian weapons. How can they be equipped with identification functionality?
They must have been customized by the terrorists themselves. These are professionals we're dealing with, and they certainly won't let their own equipment be used against them.
I'm guessing it's the same for the Navy SEALs gear?
Right.
How am I supposed to procure weapons then?
Find the ones that haven't yet been individualized. Everything you find in the item box is clean. You should know this from your VR training.
Okay, I know those.
Items in the item box are yours to use at will. They will be your supply source with regards to weaponry and gear.
And people wonder why, and they wonder why people didn't take to Raiden. You know? He just seems so oblivious. And what kind of a system is that? Logging in by electrocuting the crap out of you. Code name. Game Addicts Play. If that'll even fit. Yeah, here we go. Birthday. Trying to remember when our first episode went up. Sometime in, we'll just say April Fools. Nationality. What was that one? Trinidad and Tobago. USA. Okay. There we go. Another cut. Another call.
Good work, Raiden.
The radar should be functioning now.
Remember your VR training sessions. The tool is exactly the same one. It maps the terrain as well as the position of enemy personnel. The bright dot in the middle is you, Raiden. The red dots are your enemies, and the blue cone shape represents their field of vision. Your radar isn't affected by the weather, but if you're discovered by an enemy, you won't be able to use it. It gets jammed easily, I'm afraid. It's all made from currently existing technology. You won't be able to use it in an area with strong harmonic resonance, so be careful. The
Note,
big shell's layout
that is
should now be
word
available
for
after
word
touching the start button.
what
How do I
Mei Ling
save the
said
mission data?
in the
I've
original
set
Metal
aside
Gear Solid.
proprietary frequency for saves,
Like,
and an analyst
word
to
for
work on the
frickin'
data
word.
too.
Jack, is everything all right?
What are you doing here?
Jack, can you hear me?
Rose, you're not supposed to be involved. What's going on?
Jack, I'm a part of this mission.
Colonel, what the hell is going on?
Raiden, meet the mission analyst. She'll be overseeing the data saving and support.
Why her?
The Foxhound analyst that was supposed to take part in this mission was in an accident. Rosemary was brought in as a replacement.
An accident?
And according to the files, she knows you better than anybody else.
Rose may be in the service, but an intelligence analyst is no field officer.
Not to worry. She has our technical staff at her disposal.
She's never been a part of a field mission. This is insane.
I have my own reasons for selecting her for this mission, soldier.
Colonel, I fail to see...
I know your VR training performance in and out, but sometimes that's not enough. You're familiar with the Shadow Moses incident?
You know I covered it in VR.
If there's a crucial tactical detail that case taught us, it was the power of the operative's will to survive.
I was trained to fight. My personal feelings have no place in a mission.
We've learned that it doesn't work that way. And on the field, you need all the help you can get.
Jack, you're stuck with me whether you like it or not.
Rose,
You need someone to watch your back. But I have conditions that need to be met, Colonel.
What is it?
I'll perform my duties and save that mission data, but I'm aware that technically I'm not part of the mission control team. After all, I'm just a normal girl who's worried about Jack. But that means, Colonel, that I am not required to follow your orders outside of my immediate duties. Jack is not simply a field personnel for me to track. His safety comes first to me, not the mission. And because of that, I will be monitoring and keeping a record of every communication you have with him, Colonel.
Given the circumstances, you're free to do what you see fit.
Hey, I prefer this to being kept in the dark waiting.
I'd like to make a request, if I may.
Of course.
His handle is Raiden. For the duration of the mission, could you call him that?
Yes, sir. All right, Raiden. Let me know when you're ready to turn in a save. The proprietary save frequency is 140.96. I just switched frequencies. Jack,
what?
do you know what day it is tomorrow?
April 30th. Is there something special about it?
Isn't there?
I can't remember. I'm sorry.
Oh well, I'll keep trying till I hear the answer. I'm gonna let you go now, Jack. Take care.
Good old Jack and Rose. I better take off.
Raiden, the enemy sentry is regaining consciousness.
Be careful, Jack.
Find somewhere to hide until the elevator arrives. You must stay out of sight.
I'm under attack. Stay alert.
So yeah, unlike the first game, when they go into a caution, they actually start doing search routes for you throughout the area. The first game, once you got into alert mode, down to a caution, you had to get, you know, it would count down pretty fast. They wouldn't come hunting for you. Now, you can see the little bar. That bar has to decrease, and it'll actually be longer the harder the game is, like the more difficulty that you choose.
Return to your positions. Stay sharp.
Shoot. Oh crap.
There's somebody there.
Oh no.
It's the enemy.
What's going on? Respond. Answer me. You better not be asleep.
Enemy in the area. Increase security level.
Stay on the lookout.
So, thankfully, I didn't get an actual alert for that. If you're going for like difficulty, like all the don't get caught and all that kind of stuff. Even though he saw me, I took a little bit of damage. But it did not count as an actual alert phase, due to the fact that I was able to get the crap out of Dodge, knock him out, get away. That would have been my chance to get the hell out of here, but I'm just talking.
Return to your positions. Stay sharp.
All right, getting out of here. Pretty familiar scene here from the first game, kind of.
The terrorists call themselves Sons of Liberty.
Sons of Liberty?
The name of their leader is Solid Snake.
The hero of Shadow Moses? So that's why you changed my code name.
Right, but he can't be the Solid Snake. He died 2 years ago on that tanker after he blew it sky high.
Could he have survived?
Not a chance.
Colonel, I'm on the roof. There are no sentries, but it would only take one to spot me in this light.
You never had daylight VR training after all. Stay extra sharp until you can find a node to log in from.
What about the commandos?
SEAL Team 10 has landed on struts B and C.
And the president?
Seems he was spotted on strut B.
Strut B?
The big shell is comprised of shells 1 and 2. Each unit consists of a central core and 6 struts surrounding it.
So the whole thing is shaped like 2 hexagons connected end on end.
Exactly. And you're on the roof of strut A, shell 1 at the moment. First, get to a node. Log into the network.
Got it.
So they put bird poop on the roof. And you can even fall in it. 9 right there. All right.
Raiden, look at that wire fence. You may be able to crawl through it.
That's literally what I'm doing.
Crouch down using the crawl button. Then push the left stick in the direction you want to move. Push the crawl button again to stand up. You can use weapons even while crawling. This is different from VR
Again,
training, so you keep
with some of
that in
this,
mind.
with some of this like tutorial stuff, his voice sounds off.
Raiden, SEAL Team 10 is in.
Do we really have no line of communication with the SEALs?
They don't know a thing about us. You know we work in the dark, and this mission is no exception. Only a few people know about your presence here. There's no need for concern. This operation is under Pentagon's direct command, and the NSDD came from the Vice President and the Secretary of Defense. Your mission may be top secret, but it's gone through the usual channels.
Just in case there are mines. There we go.
I'll go check the roof. I'll leave the first floor to you, okay?
Understood.
Colonel, I've located the node, but it's under heavy surveillance. I can't get
One
in
dude.
any closer.
Distract them. Try making
Oh, my
some
mic
noise
has been
to draw
muted?
their attention away.
How?
Flatten yourself
It
against
says
the
I'm going
wall
pretty good.
and hit the punch
What's up,
button.
I'm a guy? How you doing?
Got it.
SOCOM? Alright. So we're gonna hang out over here. Just in case. I'm gonna check out my properties for my audio. No, it seems like my audio's on my stream, dude. I think I might have just not been talking. I might have been watching him flip around like a goof. But it's good to see you again, dude. All right. Remember, it's under heavy surveillance. Oops. I know how to get the dang node on, man. That is a downside to this game. Is how many freaking codec calls there are throughout the entire game. Ones that are completely unnecessary. Level 1 card key. AB connecting bridge. Another cutscene coming up. I guess after this. I was thinking of the next one, I think. What wonder how bad you guys can hear the
Watch out. There are sentries
hear the
posted on
mower. This
connecting
dude's been
bridge. They
mowing
will
his yard
spot you
off
if
and
you
on
continue on
for
course.
like an hour.
Any recommendations?
Use the hanging mode.
Hanging?
Face any waist-high railing and push the action button to clear the railing and hang over the side. Once there, you can move sideways while keeping out of enemy sight.
All right. I'm giving it a try.
Don't forget the grip gauge. It will keep decreasing during a hanging maneuver, and once it runs out, you will fall.
Copy that.
Wait a second. I just intercepted new intelligence on the operation being executed by SEAL Team 10.
Intercepted?
As I said before, they need to be kept in the dark about our presence.
So we just listen in.
I'm patching it through.
This is Alpha Zero. We have the president. Is he safe? He is safe. What about the package? Tell the guys upstairs that we've secured the package. Easy money. Good work. Your retrieval is on the way. Come on home. Roger that. Holy! Alpha Zero, report. Damn it, cover the president! Come in, Alpha Zero. This is Alpha Zero. We're under attack. This is crazy. Is that... Alpha Zero, respond. All Alpha, respond.
Raiden, the president's life is in danger. Head to Strut B now.
There we go. So they added in these little noise parts of the floor that if you're trying to sneak up on them, they'll squeak and they'll hear you. That's why they introduced the whole hanging mode, which... Hit action button. There we go. So you can increase your grip level up to level 3, I think. If you press both shoulder buttons, the L2 and R2. Do some pull-ups. That's one way to do it. The other way to do it is the quicker way to do it is to be hanging on something and then be able to drop and catch yourself on like something else. You can actually upgrade it pretty fast that way. A little something neat that they added in though. That is such a weird way to hold his weapon. Another cutscene. Well, that doesn't look, familiar or anything from the last game. Gray Fox. Must be cold in there. He's breathing, quite entertaining way to kill someone, I guess.
All Alpha, come in. Respond!
Slowly inching over. He's a damn vampire.
What are you?
Five today. Or rather, 6.
Phil Lamar, though. Phil Lamar's a great voice actor.
Get down!
You know he's the main character because they actually bothered to really animate his eyes. Unlike the other guys that just died. And he sounded a lot like Snake.
Where is he?
Yeah, he sounds like Snake.
Strange smell.
Wow. Hopefully you guys can't hear that dude.
You smell like...
Leaf blower or whatever.
Are you?
It has to be. Shoot him! What are you waiting for?
Vamp,
Yeah, Queen?
are you all done cleaning up?
Yes, but wait till I tell you what I found.
Something interesting?
I'll tell you in person. Where are you?
In the central unit with the president.
Be right there.
Hold on. I'm not an enemy. Calm down. My name is Pliskin. Iroquois Pliskin. Lieutenant Junior
Pliskin.
Grade.
Are you a Navy SEAL?
Just the
How did you get
stare.
in?
Fast rope descent from a Navy chopper.
Oh, one of the bugs that we saw down there.
Have I seen you before?
That suit. Are you Foxhound?
That's right.
Foxhound was disbanded. Huh? Where were you before Foxhound? Delta Force?
I was part of the Army's Force 21 trials.
Force 21. That's about tactical IT deployment, right? Any field experience?
No, not really.
So this is your first.
I've had extensive training, the kind that's indistinguishable from the real thing.
Like what?
Sneaking mission 60, weapons 80, advanced
VR, huh?
but realistic in every way.
A virtual grunt of the digital age, that's just great.
That's far more effective than live exercises.
You don't get injured in VR, do you? Every year, a few soldiers die in field exercises.
There's pain sensation in VR and even a sense of reality and urgency. The only difference is it isn't actually happening.
That's the way they want you to think, to remove you from the fear that goes with battle situations. War is a video game. What better way to raise the ultimate soldier?
So you're saying that VR training is some kind of mind control?
Right. What's going on?
The Alpha team from Navy SEAL 10 is dead. No, a single survivor.
The kid's wired with nanomachines.
What about the president?
Looks like they took him somewhere else.
I see. You said there was a survivor from SEAL Team 10.
Yeah, Lieutenant J.G. Pliskin.
Has he seen your face?
What?
This is a top secret mission. No one can know that we're involved.
It's a little too late for that. What's up?
Take a look.
What the hell?
A Navy captain.
You all right?
Give me a few minutes. Must have lost a few more pints than I thought.
What was that man just now?
That blood-sucking freak? That was Vamp. He's Romanian, a wizard with knives, as you saw.
The way he moved didn't seem human.
You won't see that in VR, I guarantee.
What is he?
One of the members of Dead Cell.
Dead Cell? Him?
A special forces unit created by ex-President George Sears. The name was originally intended to reflect its anti-terrorist functions. The unit would launch unannounced assaults on government complexes for the ultimate terrorism simulation. They were needed to show VR troopers like you how to deal with the real thing. But around the time their original leader died in prison, the unit began to unravel. They were always close to the edge, but they became more and more extreme, began to go after US allies, even civilians. We estimate that no fewer than 100 people died as a result of accidents the Dead Cell arranged on their own. They were out of control, and it all came to a head 6 months ago.
What happened?
The unit was devastated. There are only 3 left now, and you just saw one of them.
Why would they go after the big shell?
How should I know? I told you they were on the lunatic fringe.
What about their leader? He says he's Solid Snake.
Snake died 2 years ago.
You mean the incident that made this big shell necessary in the first place?
Right, and he was the one that sank that tanker.
But he's a legend.
Legends are usually bad news. There's not a lot of difference between heroes and madmen.
Well, here
You're
again,
Snake is still alive
Kojima is
and pulled
using
another one?
intentional
No, he's not
misdirection
involved
for the
in this
player.
one.
As
His
this
body
is
was
your first time
positively
playing it.
ID'd 2 years ago.
Snake is dead.
And buried.
Obviously, anybody with half a brain knows this.
What about the other
He's
soldiers?
right there.
I saw Russian equipment too.
Former Soviet military. They're probably mercenaries. The big shell is too much ground for just Dead Cell members to hold down. You weren't briefed on any of this? And you came in alone to boot? Why? What are you really doing here? Can't tell me, huh? Fine with me.
I don't smoke.
Keep it anyway. May come in handy. Take this too.
Come in, Alpha Zero. This is Bravo Zero.
That's when he would give him the
Currently
electric razor.
between B and C. The president is... Damn, I can't hit this thing. It's like some bad dream. Alpha, anyone, come in, all Alpha. This is Bravo Zero.
Aren't you going to answer him?
PC connecting bridge.
We need to get there. Can you handle it?
I need a few more minutes. Remember my frequency. It's 141.80.
141.80. Got it.
Masters.
I've been briefed on this plant's layout.
Frequency.
If you need information on the place or about Dead Cell,
liquids.
contact me. You're using nano communication, right?
Yeah, but I can patch into your frequency.
Hey, what's your name?
Raiden.
Raiden? Strange code name.
Makes up for the boring one my parents gave me.
Maybe I'll find out someday.
So, the whole him like having like this blackout moment, right, where he's like, "Whoa!" And then all of a sudden he needs to sit down. There are some theories about that. I don't know if there's a really legitimate answer. And the first time I played it, I thought, "Oh crap, Fox Die is still in him." But or maybe he did just lose a lot of blood. But I also think, as we find out in Metal Gear Solid 4, his body's going through some changes. He's starting to age rapidly and get out of breath, maybe faster. And I think that him losing that much blood, plus that, probably had something to do with him sort of getting winded. So that's my personal thought. I don't know if there's a real answer for that. Anyway. SOCOM bullet. So we gave him the SOCOM. I like to think that that's the SOCOM from the first game. That he still has it. He didn't take it with him onto the tanker because he thought, hey, these are just Marines. I'm not going to need to kill anybody. And then he ended up getting that 9mm. And 9 bullets.
Jack, it's
Man.
me.
Everything okay, Rose?
Don't you need to save the mission data?
Oh yeah. Thanks for the reminder.
All right, I guess I will.
Jack, do you remember what day tomorrow is?
That again. I'm sorry, but I still don't have a clue.
That's okay.
What is it, Rose? Talk to me.
I'd rather you figure it out. It's important.
How important?
Important enough? And we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Why not now?
Tomorrow seems more appropriate. I need all the help I can get so that I won't chicken out anyway.
Is that the reason you decided to be part of this mission? Okay. I'm gonna finish this thing by tomorrow no matter what.
You know I'll do everything I can to help you.
Rose, there's something I need you to do as an analyst.
What is it?
It has to do with Solid Snake. The leader of this takeover incident is claiming that he's Snake himself.
The legendary mercenary?
I need as much data on him as possible. Everything they have on him after the Shadow Moses incident.
He's dead now, isn't he?
Yes. Should be a burial record somewhere too. You should be able to request top-level security clearance from the Colonel. That should get us into the most classified material.
I'm on it. I'll contact you as soon as I find out something.
Yeah. All right. What's over here? Nothing. Hey, it's a picture. Oh yeah, it's that picture of that girl in the bathtub. Otacon made a copy of that. Over here. Nothing. We'll be back to deal with that beeping a little bit. Oh. Oh. Rations. So, if you look, if you get in here, you can see these posters. I wonder what happens if you know, I mean, you can hide. You can actually lean up to the grates to look out, see if there's anybody out there. And if you look at a poster that happens to have an attractive girl on it, he kisses it. Oh, you. I've always enjoyed making him look like a damn idiot. Like if you run up the steps. Oh. And then you could just stay here. Until you get up. Alright. Alright, moving on to, you guessed it, another cutscene. Just wait till we get to 4. We're going to be watching the whole damn thing. Bulge just buzz around her.
What the hell is that?
Come, put me out of my misery.
This is impossible. Nothing will hit her.
Is she the one they call Fortune?
I like how the blood is still on his trench coat at the bottom. It's a nice touch. Even for back then.
Don't let them take the president!
Ready grenades!
A dud!
Oh man, that line always makes me laugh. It takes me back to when I was a kid. And you know, like playing games with your friends and whatnot, or rather, if you're playing Metal Gear, not really playing games with your friends. But I remember there was this buddy of mine, Jason.
Another bad day.
He cracked up at that line, a dud, and that became kind of a running joke.
Is there anyone here that can give me happiness?
No, they're all duds. Ouch.
I'm so sorry, my beauties. I'll see you again someday.
You're just falling from the sky. Oh, another codec conversation.
Colonel, SEAL Team 10's Bravo team was wiped out.
I see.
What happened to the cargo choppers?
Both of them are at the bottom of the harbor. Looks like your new hosts have a Harrier too.
A Harrier?
Whoa.
What is this?
Calm down. It just means they anticipated the attack.
What?
Besides, since the SEALs drew their fire, Your infiltration went off without a hitch. On top of that, we know their defensive capabilities.
Are you saying this was all a feint?
Raiden, get a hold of yourself. The entire mission is in your hands now. Do you understand?
But...
There's no time for questions. They could decide to retaliate for that failed assault.
You mean the hostages?
They could be in danger, yes. But we need to consider the possibility that they'll blow the whole shell. If that toxic spell does take place, it'll devastate not only the harbor, but poison the coastline for generations. Raiden, we've had to adjust the mission objectives. The priority is now on removing those C4s that the terrorists wired over the big shell. The president can wait, but this can't.
Colonel, you know I'm no bomb disposal expert.
That's not a problem. The Bravo team brought an explosives pro in with them. He was supposed to stand by on Strut C according to their mission plan. You should find him there.
Is this according to Simulation 2?
What are you talking about? Get to Strut C and find
What?
him.
Understood. But I need to ask you something before I go.
Make it quick.
Who are they? Dead Cell, I mean. They couldn't hit her no matter how hard they tried. And that vampire, too, it's like being in a nightmare you can't wake up from.
Jack, snap out of it.
And you, Rose, I can't believe you're on this mission. I keep thinking I'll wake up.
Raiden, this is real. That's why you won't wake up.
But nothing seems real.
I've made up my mind to stay with you. Whether this is real or a bad dream, I'll keep watching you till it's over.
Thank you, Rose. And I won't let you be just a dream.
Are you two done? Raiden, you're needed on Strut C.
Yeah, those like the dialogue between those two is not very good. Oh man. I know what you're asking. When are we actually going to play the game? The answer is momentarily. Chaff grenades. Strut C, the dining hall. Whoa. All right. So if you go and stand in front of the urinal and then walk away, it actually flushes. So,
Raiden, what are you looking at? Oh, I see. Rosemary,
What?
could you excuse him for a moment?
Huh?
You know, so he can...
Ah, I get it. Jack, let me know when you're done, okay?
the groan. Oh, that kills me. All right. M9 bullets. Another long ass cutscene, guys.
Freeze!
Don't shoot.
You a cop?
I'm not NYPD. I came in with the Bravo team. Who are you with? And what happened to SEAL Team 10?
They're all dead.
I'm actually going to let this
All of
play,
them.
and I'm going to go get me another drink, guys. I will be right back.
Did I tell you you could move?
It's all right. He's not one of the bad guys. Don't go pointing that thing everywhere, kid. What's your name?
My name is Peter. Peter Stillman.
Lecturer at Nav Scolio at Indian Head. Also a consultant for the NYPD bomb squad.
A poor old man who got dragged along for this picnic.
I thought you'd retired.
I did. Can't keep up with everybody, as you can see. A famous church got wiped off the map thanks to me, with too many lives inside. All I lost was this leg.
So you're the bomb disposal guy.
Kid, this is the bomb disposal guy. Open any explosives disposal textbook and you'll see his name.
Just ancient history now.
Why did they bring you out of retirement then?
Because the terrorist group here includes one of my students, the Emperor of Explosives, Fat Man. He built an atomic bomb when he was only 10. I created him in a sense.
And that's why you're here.
I'm pretty rusty. I was supposed to supervise the bomb disposal. Looks like it was taken care of before I had my turn.
I wouldn't say that. There are at least 2 people here who can claim to be experts at bomb disposal.
Are you two with SEAL Team 10? I didn't see you at the mission briefing.
Oh, we're with another squad. My name is Pliskin, Lieutenant Junior Grade. Honored to meet you, sir.
Mr. Pliskin, do you have any experience with explosives disposal?
Don't worry about me. And he looks young, but he can do it. But we need more manpower.
I'm,
What's your name?
Raiden.
That's an odd name.
Any other survivors?
There was also an engineer with me.
An engineer?
A skinny guy. He went in with us.
Where is he?
I haven't seen him since that skirmish.
Was he killed?
I don't think so. I didn't find his body.
I see.
They told me he was a security systems architect for the big shell.
Why would they take a civilian along?
Everything in this structure is computer controlled. He was supposed to get us past all the security measures.
I never heard anything about that.
He had official orders with him.
We'll leave that for later. Right now, we need to figure out how to deal with all the bombs.
But there's no one left from the SEAL's EOD squad.
Yup, so we have to do it ourselves.
But I've never defused a bomb before. Hold on a sec.
Off to confer with the CO again?
Glad to hear Stillman is safe. Assist him in any way possible to clear the C4 from the structure.
Colonel, you know I've never been trained in bomb disposal.
It's all right. The man you're working with is the best in the field. All you have to do is follow his directions. You will, of course, keep your identity and mission objectives to yourself.
Is it true that an engineer came in with Stillman?
I wasn't informed of that. It's probably something the SEALs decided on their own. There are more important issues at hand, Raiden. The enemy may retaliate for the failed assault. Get those C4s neutralized now.
Colonel, I'm not qualified for bomb disposal.
Jack, it's me.
Rose?
You can do this. Trust me.
You haven't had bomb disposal training per se in VR, but you're more than capable of handling C4.
This is a little different from using C4.
You're up for this. You know that.
How about it, kid? Are the results in yet?
There's no need to think about this so much. You won't actually be dismantling the bomb. That's not for amateurs. What we'll try here instead is a temporary freezing measure. Here, look at this. This is a C4 bomb. It's live. You can see it pulsing. Now you spray this on the sucker and there we go. Simple, huh? The spray freezes the detonator instantly.
How long does the effect last?
There's no way the thing can detonate in this condition. Even if you leave it alone, it'll stay out of commission for at least 24 hours.
That's enough time.
If we had the manpower, I'd recommend complete disposal. But this will have to do. The spray can be used from several yards away. Now check the floor, ceiling, walls, under a table, everywhere. Try to imagine the locations the bomber would choose.
That won't be easy. We don't know a thing about Fat Man.
Is there anything that'll help us locate the bombs?
Here, take this with you. It's what they call an ion mobility spectrometer. It can recognize ionized gas emitted by C4s.
The what?
In other words, that little gadget sniffs out C4's scent.
That's right. I've established a link up with your radar network, so any scent detected will be represented visually. Have the sensor activated and keep your eye on the radar.
What if he's using some other odorless substance?
I know Fat Man well. I know how into his own aesthetics he is.
Signatures?
Yes, on every bomb he builds, he always leaves a trace of the cologne he uses. The sensor also picks up that particular scent spectrum.
Is that something he learned from you?
No, it was his own quirk. He wouldn't work by any rules except his own, and he followed them like a religion. And common sense wasn't one of his strong points. I thought I taught him everything I knew. I have no children of my own, and I thought I found a son in him. He had the right stuff, you know. There's something very unusual about an ability like that. Even at Indian Head, he got special treatment. I remember some people called him one of the fat cats. Maybe that's what started all this. I didn't teach him the most important thing I had to tell him. There are some things you have to pass on. The trick is to know which one.
I have returned.
Right. All I taught him was skills. And now I have to stop him from using it to destroy us all.
Let's see how well that sensor works.
This
All
game
right.
stream is not sponsored by Coke Zero.
I'm activating them. Watch. You see the green stuff on the radar? That's a visual representation of the C4 scent detected by the sensor.
It's a pretty big area, isn't it?
Don't complain. It's better than nothing.
Just activate the sensors and search the area, okay?
All right.
Don't forget that you need the radar to use this system. Log into the node at every strut and turn the radar on.
We have to keep out of the enemy's sight, too.
Because the radar gets knocked offline when we're spotted?
Exactly. Fat Man would have allotted some C4s here in Strut C as well.
Here?
I know the structure of this facility, and if he wants to take out the plant, where he would target.
You know this for sure?
Of course. I taught him the techniques he uses. His ideas are based on my theories. Demolition is a kind of ideology. It makes no exceptions for time or place. Big Shell consists of 2 hexagons joined end on end, north to south. There should be packets of
If
C4s
no one's
on
noticed,
each
it's
of the
the same
vertices,
voice
or the
actor
struts in
as the
this
DARPA
case.
chief.
You need at least that to take a building of this integrity out.
6 on Shell 1, another 6 on Shell 2. A total of 12 bombs at least.
Considering the shell's architecture and composition from an engineering standpoint, that's my conclusion, and it's exactly what he would have decided as well.
Kid, this place is all yours. I'll take care of Shell 2.
Take this.
What's this?
Security card issued to Shell personnel. The Big Shell security layout includes varying levels of clearance. The clearance level is identified by the number printed on these doors. Writing, your card key can open doors with security clearance level 1. Pliskin, your card can get you into level 3 areas. You'll need it to get next door to Shell 2.
How did you get this?
That engineer I told you about gave it to me. He was supposed to program a set of all access cards once we were on site. Unfortunately, this card won't get you into every area of this structure.
We'll have to deal with the remaining security lockouts as they come up. Let's get going. You stay here.
No, I'm going.
The 2 of us can handle it, don't worry.
But
you'll just slow us down with that leg of yours. There's a war going on here. I don't have time to babysit anymore.
Why don't you just let us handle the grunt work? You can tell us what to do over the radio, like in the original mission plan.
all right. I'll give you instructions from here. I may also need to prepare a backup plan just in case.
In case of what?
Good luck to both of you. This is a dangerous one.
Who dares, wins.
If anything comes up, let me know. My frequency is 140.25.
Good luck, kid. I'll see you later. Semper Fi.
That man's no SEAL. I don't even think he's a Navy man.
What?
Semper Fi. Marine Corps talk. Normally, team leaders stay in the CP and give orders with those headphones. And as far as I know, SEALs keep their officers away from the field. And Who Dares Wins is a model of the British Special Air Service.
Is he one of the terrorists then?
No, somehow I don't think so. If there's someone to suspect, I'd put my money on you. Just take care of those bombs for now.
What about you? They could be back in this area soon.
I'll hide out in this pantry for a while. If I lock the door, it should be all right. Plenty of food in here too, so you don't need to worry about me. I'll give you instructions by codec from here. Good luck, kid. Bomb disposal is a face-off with your own mortality. Don't let the fear get to you. When you give in to the fear, the darkness comes.
So that was a little interesting, long cutscene. A lot of exposition and background on two different characters. So now we gotta go and activate the nerd. Rations. Man, what is up? All these girls in bikinis. All right, so we gotta go to dispose these bombs on each strut. Now, the harder difficulties that you play on, the more bombs that there are. So we're on easy just to make this playthrough pretty much, you know, not have any problems. So we only have one. It's right there. Hidden all the way up there. So we got to go to the coolant.
Raiden here. I took care of the C4 in Strut C. The ceiling of the women's bathroom was set to blow.
That's not like him.
Anything wrong?
Maybe. Pliskin's reported other locations too, and none of them are effective demolition points.
What do you mean?
It means that they wouldn't be the best places to choose if you wanted to destroy this place.
Are you saying they don't plan on blowing the shell up?
It certainly seems that way. So far, we haven't seen anything but a waste of good explosives. Unless, of course, we're missing something.
A trap?
He couldn't have overlooked the fact that I would be called into this. There's something going on.
Alrighty. Let's carry on then. What? Let's go back the other way. Let's go back to Strut B. Oh. I do not have a silencer for this gun. These things are mobile security cameras, just like we saw in the cutscene earlier on in the game where it was Watch a Snake. Those things see you. It's alert mode. You can only take them out with a weapon that does like actual damage. Like the weapons that are in red, like SOCOM, they do actual damage. In blue, they don't actually damage any enemies. So. Try to break you. Oh, another one. Right there. That's what we heard earlier in here. See if I can call and see about that one.
Raiden reporting. The C4 in Strut B has been disposed of. The wall containing the transformer panel was set to blow.
You're faster than I expected, and more capable than you look. Well done. It looks like there are no more bombs in that strut. Now, head for the other struts.
Okay. The AB connecting bridge. Only one guy out here now. Yeah, all right. Also, something that like kind of blew me away when I first played it, like, you know, all of the first MGS, you know, the whole game takes place in, like in the snow and at night. This is like during the day. Thought that was really cool. Oh, this guy again. So we gotta go in that room that we saw. Here. There's a security camera down there. I saw it on the radar. Go around and make sure there's nobody walking around. Cardboard box. Okay, looks like we're clear. Let's take a shot at this thing. And that, my friends, just like I said in the earlier part with the whole on the Tinker chapter, that is what separates this game from the first one. Being able to take out pesky security cameras in first-person view. Now, in the GameCube remake, they actually put that in. They added in that little ability to be able to do that. Because, I mean, the GameCube remake... Oh, I went down the wrong one. The GameCube remake of Metal Gear Solid is essentially the first game with the second game's engine, with the gameplay engine and everything. So everything that you could do in this game, you can do in MGS1, and it's freaking awesome. The cutscenes are a little wacky, jumping off of rockets, but this, I mean, it's pretty cool.
This is Raiden. The C4 found in Strut A has been frozen and disposed of. Explosives were planted in the pump room on the first floor.
This is all wrong. This is something only an amateur would do.
What do you mean?
All the bombs that have been found so far don't appear to be in the right kind of locations. And the quantity of explosives isn't sufficient either.
Even Fat Man can make mistakes, right?
No, there's something else going on here. Get a move on with the disposal, Raiden. I've got a bad feeling about this.
Do you think it's a trap?
I don't know, but I'm gonna tell Pliskin to watch his back too. Just hurry.
Bandages. Crawling under pipes. Wait. I have one more pipe to crawl under. Two more pipes. Alright. Let's go get that cardboard box. I must have the box. Now, thankfully, there's no way to get anything to pee on this box. Unlike in the last game. So I will not have a P box this time. But what box is this? Box 1. Cardboard box to transport perishable foods. So there is a strut. There is a strut. There's not the next one. Maybe it's like strut E is actually one that like connects all to all the other struts with like a inventory system. If you put yourself on a ledge in one of the boxes, it'll take you to one of the other struts, like a fast travel. So obviously that one would take you back to strut D. Or, I'm sorry. Yeah, wait. C, the dining hall. Oh, okay. And if you pause the game, it'll tell you where you still have bombs. Strut D. Yeah, material distribution facility. Strut E, you got one there. And then the warehouse, which we're going next. So. I wonder where you find the silencer. I think it might be in the warehouse for the SOCOM. I mean, because that would be nice. Okay, we got a dude. We got camera. So if you knock the dude down, the camera sees it. They'll send people to investigate. If I shoot the camera now, there's a dude over there, he'll hear the shot. That's what I'm gonna do. Oh, darn it. Took too long. Take this guy out down here. If you shoot it on the body of the actual thing, it'll take like a couple shots to actually get it. And I probably should have just did that and not wasted it. But if you hit it right at the top with the camera, it'll actually just instantly take it out. So I'm going to go down here instead of up top. There we go. B1. Mine detector. Hey, there's a SOCOM suppressor. Crawl. Hard to. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but the screen's kind of hard to see. There it is. Got the nude. Now I can see what's going on in this damn strut. Alright, so I can use this. Crawl in the vent. And go over there and get that suppressor. Also note, this is a level 1 door, right? I have the card key, and I don't need to leave it equipped like this to open up the damn doors. How cool is that? do. Got him. Three. Oops.
What's going on? Respond. Communications with Strut F have ceased. Carry out an investigation immediately.
All right, they came in downstairs, saw the dude snoozing.
The situation is normal. All clear. It was nothing. All clear.
All right. So that's the dude who does the reports. I gotta hurry. There he is. Ah! You son of a gun.
Freeze!
No!
Man, how do you get up there? Oh, you can hang. I just remembered. All right. Uh-oh.
With your status report. What's going on? Respond. Communications with Strut F have ceased. Carry out an investigation immediately.
They're really gonna dislike these guys. They just keep falling asleep.
This is Raiden. I just finished disposing of the C4 in Strut F. Found explosives on B1.
Well done. It looks like there are no more bombs in that strut. Now, head for the other struts.
The situation is normal. All clear.
Notice that these search teams have like bulletproof armor and shotguns. Not fun.
It was nothing. All clear.
And body shields.
What's that?
Nothing. Oh. All right, we can carry on now. The EF, or F. Homeboy up here is looking through binoculars.
Be careful. There are Claymore mines around there.
Who is this?
Stealth equipped Claymore mines, invisible to the naked eye. Use the mine detector.
Identify yourself.
Just call me Deep Throat.
Deep Throat? You mean from Shadow Moses?
Mr. X, then.
Mr. X now, is it? Why would it matter if I called you Deep Throat?
Never mind about that.
Why did you contact me?
Let's just say I'm one of your fans.
Colonel, someone calling himself Mr. X just contacted me. Do you know anything about it?
No. And whoever it wasn't a burst transmission. The transmission was sent from within the big shell.
He called himself Deep Throat at first. Do you think...
I caught that part too. But the possibility of it being true is none. Gray Fox was the one who used that alias in Shadow Moses, and he's dead.
Is it an enemy trap?
Could be. Exercise extreme caution.
That takes care of him. All right, so we got to equip the mine detector. And yeah, there are some mines. But if you use the thermal goggles, now you can see them on the screen just like that, just like you could in the first game. And now you can actually shoot them. So I think that's kind of neat. Over here, grab these two. That's really cool that the thermal goggles give a clue about that floor. If you run across that, the panels on that floor will just fall down. So much detail is put in into these games. It's crazy. I believe that was it. Yep. All right. Back to the bomb sensor. Oh man.
Jack, do you remember the day we met?
This is a long one.
I'm kind of busy right now, Rose.
You're right. Sorry.
I do remember. It was right after I transferred to New York. There were all these tourists around you in front of the Federal Hall.
A group of middle-aged Japanese ladies came up and asked me which building it was that King Kong was climbing in the movie. I said it was probably the Chrysler Building. And then you showed up and started mouthing off. You were like, no, it's the Empire State.
I said the Chrysler Building was in Godzilla.
We started arguing, and I forgot all about the tourists. I was insisting that I was right, and you were doing the same. The next thing we knew, the Japanese women had gone away, and we ended up going to the Skyscraper Museum to see who had the better recall.
We argued all the way to Battery Park.
And for nothing.
Since the museum was closed, we went our separate ways from the museum. And then I found you again by coincidence out in the base corridor.
An amazing coincidence that we were actually working at the same place.
That night we went up to the top of the Empire State.
It was so beautiful. I could look down on the Chrysler Building from 120 stories above ground.
I felt overwhelmed. I didn't care anymore who was right.
And that was our first date.
We watched King Kong in your apartment a bunch of times that night. Didn't sleep till morning. If it weren't for that coincidence, we wouldn't be together.
I know. I'm sorry, Jack. I'm taking up your time again.
What?
Take care.
Boom. Off. Oh. Oops. So this is the room where if you get on this ledge with that cardboard box, it'll end up taking you. It's like another strut. There's a security camera around here, I thought. Go and access this node. Here's another one that you can get onto. Box 5. Perishable foods. Electric appliances. Game software. Of course, that's a ZOE box, right? Cool little Easter egg there. M4. That's what Pliskin's carrying around. Ah, the ZOE boxes. Where this goes? Oh, just to a ration. The way they animated him going up and down steps just cracks me up.
I've taken care of that annoying fly. What's the situation over there?
Puzzling. I saw a man dressed like a ninja just now.
Ninja?
It's the only way to describe it. A kind of cyborg ninja, complete with a sword.
What?
Are you hiding something from me?
Good old Olga.
Olga.
She's around.
Are you sure it wasn't an Arsenal Tengu?
Don't be a fool. Think I wouldn't know the difference? I've never seen field gear like that ever.
All right. We'll intensify patrols. Anything else?
Actually, one more thing. You'll find it hard to believe, though. I saw a man hiding under a cardboard box.
Where?
On the connecting bridge to Shell 2. So you believe me this time?
I've seen someone use that box trick before. We'll lay a trap on the Shell 2 connecting bridge.
Over and out, then.
Freeze! You must be one of Dead Cell.
Of course not. What a thing to say.
Drop your gun!
Not a chance.
Well, that didn't go like the first time on the tanker.
I saw a female soldier. Russian.
Must be Olga Gerlukovich.
How do you know?
Unlike you, I've been briefed.
She's not a Dead Cell?
No, she commands a Russian private army.
They must be the ones patrolling the big shell.
That's right. She's led the group ever since her old man, Colonel Gerlukovich, died. Watch yourself with her. She's a tough one.
I thought he was gonna fall off the building. Like, I was trying to not kill him. There we go. Getting these bombs defused.
Right here. The C4 reported on the roof of Strut E has been taken care of. Explosives were planted on the Harrier 2 stationed on the roof.
Good work. Only one more left to go.
This is Pliskin. Do you read me, Pete?
I'm here. What's up?
Raiden, you need to hear this too.
I'm listening.
I checked out the bottom of Strut H for you, Pete.
Wait, what's this about?
I asked Pliskin to look around. Knowing Fat Man, I can't shake the feeling that all the bombs so far were just wrong.
So did you find anything?
Yeah, a hell of a lot of C4s packed into the bottom of the strut. Pete called it right.
I knew he had the real thing up his sleeve.
So all the other ones were dummies?
No, they're a threat, all right. But the detonation wouldn't be enough to destroy the entire shell. But the C4s Pliskin found would inflict serious structural damage.
That's not the bad news either. These are sensor-proof.
What?
New model, I guess. The ionization sensor can't detect them. The whole thing is sealed tight to prevent vapor leak, and there's no trace of that cologne signature. Pete, looks like he fooled you.
Yes.
But you managed to find the thing anyway.
It was sheer luck.
Bombs that are invisible to the sensor?
Any ideas, Pete?
Are there more out there?
I'll go see for myself.
You can't move fast enough.
He's right. I can try the spray from a distance.
Hold on. There's something not right about this one. I can feel it.
Well, Pete, should I come back and get you?
No, there's no need. Raiden, you have one left to go, correct?
Right, except for those scentless ones.
How about you, Pliskin?
I have 2 left, not counting this one.
Okay. It'll have to be me. I have the level 4 card that'll get me into Shell 2 in any case.
You'll never make it. With that bad leg of yours, they'll spot you for sure.
That won't happen. I can walk just fine. I can even run.
What do you mean?
That bomb 5 years ago. I messed up. Even with all my experience, I lost it. And the church was lost in the explosion. All those kids playing nearby, too. These past 5 years, I've lived a lie.
Lied?
Yes, lied. I didn't lose my leg in the explosion. So many dead. All because of my mistake. All I could think about was hiding from the crime, shielding myself from the public outcry. I wanted people to be sorry for me, for my weakness. I faked being a victim myself because I couldn't bear to face the families of the real victims. This is no prosthetic. I can keep my footing on catwalks and hike over deserts. I lived my life so well, I haven't even answered to myself for my sins. It was supposed to be a shield, and it's become a shroud instead. I've killed my soul by playing the victim. Instead of protecting me, it's made my life even more hellish.
What good can that do the victims?
I know. I'm a coward.
Hey, Pete.
God forgive me. I can walk with my own 2 feet, and I need them to stop Fat Man. His crimes are also mine. One of omission and arrogance. No one should teach the skills I taught him without a clear conscience. This is the only way I can diffuse my own sins.
I get you, Pete. That one's all yours. You got it, Raiden?
I understand.
Pete, I've taken care of guards in struts G and H of Shell 2. I wouldn't recommend you go into any of the other struts.
I owe you one.
I'll get back to freezing the baby bombs then.
You do that too, Raiden.
I'm on it.
I'll have the radio with me if you need to get in touch. Just don't ask for Peg Leg Peter. He's gone for good.
All right, guys. Well, I am actually going to cut this off because got some stuff that we got to do today, and we almost went for 2 hours. I would love to finish up this whole bomb thing, but I'm going to save that for next time. So what we're going to do is we're going to call up old Rose. Nope. I said call Rose.
What's up, Jack?
We're going to save the game and see if there's any sort of dialogue afterwards.
I can't believe it. Stillman's prosthetic leg was all a big lie.
Don't be too hard on him, Rose.
But he's got no right to go around pretending he's got a prosthetic leg. That's an insult to people who really can't walk.
Everyone's got their own reasons. Sometimes you've got no choice but to lie.
You're right. I guess it is necessary sometimes.
Rose?
It's nothing. Well, see ya.
I like that. I've actually never heard that conversation. I've never actually saved it after that. Wow, that was really good. That was really good. A little bit of a hint. Oh, maybe there's something not right there going on. Well, anyway, Duderinos, this is it for this part of the MGS2 retrospective. I'll be hitting it back once again some other time, hopefully soon. And we'll be finishing up our little bomb disposal thing. Of course, we went through the plant. We got started in there, and then we got all these bombs, vampires, fat men, and Solid Snake. It's pandemonium at the big shell at the moment. Everything's so confusing. This game is the most confusing out of all of them. I remember the first time I played it, I thought I knew what was going on, and then the ending came in, and it was like, pff. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I've been Brando. See you guys next time. Game on.